Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the channel, Shelly's Millions. In today's video, we're going to be talking about high deductible healthcare plans because it's time for me to pick my insurance. And I know I've been saying this for a while. I really think I want to take the leap and try the high deductible health plan. But I think the thing that I'm nervous about is I think that I might have to have a surgery this year. Um, and so I guess I'm just kind of nervous. Well, I'm nervous about the surgery, but I'm also nervous about like how much that's going to cost me, right? Because with high deductible health care plans, the insurance doesn't kick in until you've met your deductible. And then most people also have a HSA, which is a health savings account, to also kind of kick in. The benefits, there's a bunch of benefits. Hi, Levon. Also, happy belated Valentine's Day, everyone. I've got on my Valentine's Day shirt that I wore to work yesterday. And also somebody they got proposed to at my movie theater yesterday. So we've got a couple that got engaged at my movie theater. And then so congratulations to that couple. And then a friend of mine also posted that he got engaged, so happy engagement, Zach. Zach and I met through YouTube. We met through the Graham Stephan mentorship, and then we went to like a Tony Robbins seminar together. And just a really kind person. So happy for him. Congratulations on your engagement. So lots of engagements yesterday on Valentine's Day. So that's super cute. I hope you all had a nice Valentine's Day and got to tell your loved ones that you love them. Okay, so the high deductible healthcare plan, you guys. I'm just nervous about how it works. Right? Like I'm nervous because I don't want to pay more money. And I'm just worried that I'm going to do it wrong. I think so. Okay. Where's my little whiteboard? Okay, there it is. Because this might be a whiteboard kind of day. Because I do better if I actually see the money. And speaking of that, let me do something else first. So you guys know that I have enough money to fully pay off the mortgage on my house. And no matter what I do, right? And I'm very grateful for that. And I'm aware that I'm very fortunate because of that. And I'm trying to think about like what's next for me in my financial journey. I don't know if I want to just invest more in my 401k where I can't get it if I found another investment opportunity. Like if it's in my 401k and I found a great rental property or I found a great laundromat, um, rental properties, second houses, that's not an approved reason that you can take money out of your 401k. So I don't know if I want to lock the money up in my 401k. Putting it in my 401k guarantees that it won't be in my hands and I won't spend it. And that can be a good thing for me. Um, I'm the first to admit that it is easier to not quite spend your money like with intention once it's in your hands, right? It's easier if you just never have the money to begin with. And while I'm maxing out my 401k to get the company match, I am not maxing out my 401k to the federal limit, right? So I could get closer to maxing out my 401k to the federal limit, or um, good morning, Nemo. Um, so I could get my 401k closer to the federal maximum, and then I'm not going to spend the money because I can't get to it. But then I also can't get to it if I figure out something else that I want to do to invest my money. So, um, other thing, anyway, but I made a choice not to pay off my 401k. No. I'm making a choice not to pay off my mortgage, but I needed to see the math for myself. And where is it? Okay, so for the first time, I've got my high yield savings account synced up with my mortgage payment. So basically what I'm doing is this was my mortgage payment. This is how much is left on my house, 8,793. This was my mortgage payment, what it was going to be for March 1st. I did already make that payment, so I paid it a little bit early. Um Principal, sorry, I'm trying to make sure this is clear for you. Is principal, let's do it like this. Oh, no. The principal is $851.88. In interest of this 1325.87, $20.15 is what I paid in interest, right? Because my loan rate is 2.75%. Okay. $20.15. Look at that number. This is my mortgage with Wells Fargo, 8,793.28, right? Okay. Then, hold on. Where is it? You're going to have to trust that this was that same number. Wait, you don't have to trust it because I have it screenshotted somewhere. Where is it? There it is. Okay. So that's what I had in my savings account. $8,793.28. My interest payment in January wasn't right because I was still syncing everything up. So here in February, on February 12th is when I get those interest payments paid. Interest, $24.51. Now I know that that's a super, super small difference, right? Hi, Cindy. So by keeping my money in the high yield savings account, so thank you for reminding everybody to hit the like button, and thank you for hitting the like button, and thank you guys for just joining me on Sunday. And I'm gonna say that I love you guys, or I at least love our chats on Sundays. That's something that I look forward to. Okay. So in interest, I made 24.51 and I only paid, oh no, what does my coworker want? He knows I'm live. In interest, I paid $20.15. So by not paying off my mortgage, I made $4. Now, is $4 a lot of money? No. But so I'll be getting, and it won't quite be, the math won't be $4 every time. If I keep them exactly even, the amount of interest that I pay on my mortgage is going to be less. But then if I keep the amount in my savings account exactly the same as what I owe on my mortgage, it's not going to be like the interest isn't going to be $24 every month. Does that make sense? So, what's happening? What just happened? It's 11:11. Did I call? No, I saw a pop-up that maybe it's just delayed. Good. He doesn't need anything. That's excellent. So I'm getting $4 extra, and I actually only have 10 payments left, but 4 times 10, that's gonna be $40, right? 4 times, and it was not gonna quite be that. So yeah, $40. By not paying off my mortgage early, by the end of the year, that's gonna be an extra $40. So a lot of people are like, just pay it off for the peace of mind. But luckily, right? Luckily, it's going to be paid off by the end of the year, no matter what I do. So December should be my last mortgage payment, but I'm not going to pay it off early, even though I can, because I'd be missing out on $40 extra, right? Approximately. So I'm keeping my money in a high yield savings account. I actually have 2 high yield savings account, so I'm doing the one for kind of the experimental example because 'cause I'm a visual person. It helps me to see, okay, I paid $20.14 or 15 cents in interest on this month's mortgage payment, um, and next month and I got $24 in my high yield savings account. Next month, hold on, I think it does the breakdown. So let me see if it shows what next month's payment's gonna be, because I think it does. I thought I screenshotted that too. So, yeah. So next month when I do my payment, also my mortgage is gonna be less next month because they just redid it. I've got a lot of money in the escrow account, like, it's crazy, like, my monthly escrow is like half of the principal almost. It's because the insurance is high, the real estate tax. It's not really high, but, like, it is what it is. But they do, like, this mortgage analysis, and now my mortgage payment's gonna be less each month, which is good for me, I guess. But ne when I make my next payment in interest, it's gonna be $18.20, is all I'm paying in interest. So, I just need to make more than that. Oh, and I can also show you guys that I've already adjusted my savings account money so that those are the same amounts in each account. So let me do that right now. Oh, it hasn't transferred out yet. So it's still the prior amount plus that interest payment, but then I'm transferring over to my checking account. Why is it blurry? I'm transferring it over to my checking account so that the amount in there will be the same. Okay. And again, the mortgage interest rate on my house is 2.75 and the mortgage interest rate on my high yield savings account is 3.3%. Okay. So there's that. Now the high deductible health plan. Okay. And good morning to everyone. Where's Richard and where's Steve? I thought maybe we lost the guys last week because it was the Super Bowl, but I haven't seen them comment yet this week either. So I hope everybody's okay. I'm gonna take a sip of coffee. You guys know that means to please take a moment and like the video. I keep getting distracted. Maybe oh, good. Hi, Richard. I missed you last week. I didn't see you comment. So I'm so glad that you're in here. Thank you for commenting. Okay. Did you not comment last week because of the Super Bowl? Let me ask you that. Um, hello, don't worry. Good to see you in here. Okay, so let's do the movies really quick. Because I know Debbie's gonna ask me when she pops in. And this is not gonna be a surprise, you guys. Okay, so Sylvia says that she pays a little extra on the mortgage, even if it's a few dollars. She's obsessed with no mortgage. And thank you, don't worry, for liking the video. So that's something that I used to do, right? I'm gonna pin this message since we're just talking about mortgages and paying it off early. I used to be that person also, and I used to be like, "Oh, let me just round up." And then these last few years, I'm gonna say that as I talk more about money and, like, my finance journey, I learn more about money. A lot of what I know or what I've been able to do is from my own experience, right? I think that's true for a lot of people. So, but my understanding of these things is expanding, right? Like, I used to pick individual stocks when I was doing it. And now all the advice says just put it in an index fund. And I have been doing that and it's been doing better. Do your own research and all of that. Like it's not investment advice. But I do feel like as my understanding of money grows, like I'm making better choices for me. Like before, I didn't really I was so focused on paying off the house that I didn't really think about, "Hey, but I could be missing out on I could be losing money by paying it off early." I don't make the extra payment anymore. Yeah, an index mutual funds that mirrors the S&P 500. And I'm not trying to pick individual stocks, like, I wasn't very good at that, right? Like, I would hear things, like, I would follow it for a little bit, and then I wouldn't, so, yeah, I think index funds for me are are a good choice. They're a better choice. They're doing better than when I would pick individually. Um, so, um, yeah, I just don't wanna pay off my mortgage early. They also say, right, since my mortgage rate is 2.75%, that's lower than inflation. So, basically, like, you don't wanna pay that off early, like, you kind of wanna keep that really low interest rate for as long as you can. Also, I don't wanna deal with, like, paying the insurance. I don't wanna pay off, there is the opportunity cost. So Nemo Los Angeles says opportunity cost. And Nemo, I don't know if you were in earlier. Either way, my house is gonna be paid off at the end of the year, and I'm so fortunate for that. But so essentially, I'll have the principal money and the interest. So, like, I'll have a little less than $900 extra going off next year. Ah, this is, yeah. Cindy says when you pay off your mortgage, it's psychologically liberating. Physiologically liberating. The money you paid for principal can then be put into an account. This is what I felt when we paid the house off. Yeah, and I think for me, um it's not the house is gonna be paid off at the end of this year regardless. I could pay it off now, but 10 months also doesn't seem like a super long time either. So either way, in December, I'll make the January payment, and that's gonna be the last one, and that one should be, like, little, it should only be, like, a couple $100. It's not gonna be a full mortgage payment. Um So in December, I'll be making the last payment for January, and then the house will be paid off. So either way, it's paid off at the end of the year. But if I don't pay it off early, I should have about 40 extra dollars. And some of you might be like, Shelly, it's not worth it for that $40. Just have the peace of mind of the paid off house. But like, I'd rather have the $40. $40 is a dinner out. $40 is, it's a new pair of shoes. $40 is, if I wanted to get my nails painted. I don't know if you guys ever watch my videos or, like, look at my hands. I don't normally paint my nails, but I could with $40, right? Um Psychologically. Yeah, mentally, I do know that I'm gonna feel good when the house is paid off, but there's also a little bit of being nervous about when it's paid off. Like, right now, since I have the money for my insurance in an escrow account, it's paid off like that. If I, um my real estate taxes and my property insurance are paid through the bank. Now I'm gonna have to do that. It's easy when the bank is doing it for me and I don't have to think about it because it's just automated. So I'm gonna need to look into how to make those 2 payments automated once the bank is not paying it off. Okay. Let's share the screen. For anybody new, because don't worry, I haven't seen you in here. I can't tell if you might actually be like Jan and Joey's, I can't tell if you're just someone that's changed your user's name. Anyway, if you are new here, we talk about budget, finance, money, but we also talk about movies a little bit because I work at a movie theater, and, Valentine's Day, and people proposed at my theater yesterday. It was super cute. Um, oh, well, welcome, don't worry. Okay, so let me know if there's anything that you wanna talk about, and just a little bit about my journey is, I grew up very, very poor, literally in a trailer. My mom, who's a senior, she lives with me now. I bought my house in 2012 at a 30-year mortgage, changed it to a 15-year mortgage. It's almost paid off. Um, I would like to be a multimillionaire, not because, like, I'm greedy, not because I want that security because I didn't have that really growing up. The only good debt is debt that generates income for you, which are assets. Yes. And a lot of people, they say that your house isn't actually an asset. They say it's a liability because when it's the house that you're living in, exactly, don't worry. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Um, and I am I'm very fortunate, but I'm very proud of myself for that. Okay. I'm going to share the numbers on the movie grosses. So Wuthering Heights, no surprise, is the number one movie. It grossed about $35 million. Oh, wait, no, that's just for February 13th. Maybe we don't have the full weekend chart yet because, see the full weekend chart. That's still just for one day. That's just for Friday. I wonder if we don't have the weekend numbers yet because I wonder if we don't have the weekend numbers because tomorrow's a holiday. Anyway, Wuthering Heights, it looks like for one, that's the one day gross. This is just for, what just happened? Why did it change it? Or is this for, okay, I don't know. Wuthering Heights, the gross is $34.8 million. Then Goat, $26 million. Crime 101 for 15. Send Help, almost $9 million. Solomio, 6.8. Zootopia, 3.7. Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, 3.6. Iron Lung at 3.4. Avatar, Fire and Ash, 3.3. And Dracula at 3 million. You guys, I also love vampires, if you don't know that. Okay. So Wuthering Heights, no surprise, number one movie, Valentine's Day weekend. And someone did say, they said that, Steve, let me tell you why somebody says that houses are not assets in 1 second. So somebody said that for Valentine's Day weekend, there hasn't been as good of a release, since they did 50 Shades of Grey, which I had totally forgot, but I did. I actually saw that Valentine's Day weekend. I did not see anything this Valentine's Day weekend, but even though I'm single, you guys, I decided to just like do the whole Valentine's Day shirt. I'm so happy for the people that got engaged at my theater. Like I'm gonna embrace love anyway, even if I am single. Okay, so oops. Remakes are not that good. Yeah, a lot of times they're not. My mom and I have been watching a show called Doc Martin, and I think it's like a British or Scottish show, and they've remade that. And a lot of the shows that like they make overseas, even I know you're talking about movies, but a lot of TV shows also that they've remade aren't good. Okay, now Steve says, my house is an asset. It's doubled in value in 10 years. Okay, so as my house is more than doubled in value. Like it's insane, right? Okay, and I also need to remind everybody or let you guys know if you're new to the channel. My house is a whopping 638 square feet, not 1,638 square feet, 638 square feet. So, oh no. Uh-oh, something is wrong on my work. Uh-oh. Big Mike, I don't remember you, but be good, big Mike. Okay, hold on. I gotta look at okay. Uh-oh, shoot. All right, you guys. Okay, something is wrong with our projector. I might have to pop out early and take this. Okay. Big Mike is sick. Okay. Oh, you guys didn't see anything with the screen. Okay, let me do this. Okay. Okay. I'm nervous because, like, you guys, do you want a behind the scenes thing? Am I going to get in trouble for showing this? No, I don't think so. I won't show anything. But apparently the cooling pump on our projector is not working. Which projector is this? Number 4. Oh, no. Hang on. Did you text him? Oh my god, sorry, that's not a cute angle either. Okay, sorry. Stressful. You do not wanna lose a show to movie theater. That's, like, the worst thing. Okay. Sorry, you guys. Okay. Sorry, I just, like, froze and wasn't, like, speaking at all. Okay. Alright. So, Steve, the house in terms of an asset. So, one of the YouTubers that I watch, his name's Minority Mindset. My house has also increased in value. I also had a coworker who I'm convinced was a secret millionaire because he owned multiple properties with friends. And he would like rented them out and I don't know. I think he's probably a secret millionaire. He just wouldn't confess to it. But like I'm good at math and I'm pretty sure he was a millionaire. But anyway, he would always say, "Shelley, you can't count the value of your house until you're ready to sell. Your house is not an asset unless you want to sell it. And at that point, it could become an asset." So my house, I bought it in 2012, I think. I get confused because I refinanced it. That's why I get a little bit confused. So like sometimes when I'm looking at my loan amount, it'll tell me that sorry, keep getting distracted because when I get out my phone, then I have more I don't know. Anyway, so I bought my house in 2012, then I refinanced it in 2013, and it says this is not right. Hold on, I gotta make sure I don't share my address though. Okay. 800. Oh, thank you for sending the likes. Can I tell you anything about your tax? Maybe. Okay. Why is it glary? Okay. 839,000 is what they say my house is worth. There's no way. I don't know who would pay that for, like, this house. Like, that's crazy, and that is just an estimate. But, like, you guys, the door's, like, falling apart. It's missing part of a frame. There's also a hole in the other side of the door. I put a laundry in my kitchen. Like, this is it's not almost $1 million home. Okay, 1 second, Big Mike. We'll look into that in 2 seconds. Um, so sorry, I'm still like my mind is like both places, like the issues at work and on our live. And it's tricky because I don't want to leave my coworker hanging. Okay, he did what he needs to do. All right. So houses do increase in value, right? When I bought mine, it was like 138,000, and now it's being estimated at over 800,000. I don't think anybody should pay that for this house, or any house, honestly, for that matter, unless you have like a really giant family and double income and all this stuff. But I am single. 138 or whatever is about what I could afford, right? Um, They say that it's not an asset, even though, like, clearly it's worth a lot. 1, I'm not planning on selling it. 2, um, I don't wanna, like, reverse mortgage it. I don't wanna take out an equity loan on it. And I think there are some finance books. I think that, like, Rich Dad, Poor Dad kind of is like, yeah, take out equity on your house and buy a business, like, get all the money on loan that you can. But I don't wanna treat my house as a piggy bank, right? This is my only house. I could not afford to buy this same house again with what they're estimating that it'd be worth. Um, so I don't wanna do that, and when it's the house you live in, you do have to keep up with the repairs, right? So that's why they say it can be a liability. So if ooh, and I had a dream the other day that, like, the plumbing went out and that it was gonna cost $100,000 to fix the plumbing. So, uh laundry in the shower. I love it, I love it. Um Okay. So, anyway, they say it's a liability because, like, if and I mean, it would be on a rental property too, but this is my primary residence, right? I have to make sure that it is safe and livable at all times. I suppose if it were a rental property, I could just like leave it empty. But like this is my house. This is my home. This is where my mom lives. So I have a responsibility to keep it safe, keep it comfortable, the upkeep and maintenance. So that okay, it was just a dream. It was just a dream. And I'm sure like it wouldn't be that, but I dreamt and I don't have any plumbing issues and knock on wood that I am not going to anytime soon, or roof issues or any issues. I hope this house lasts forever with no maintenance issues, other than this door frame that I need to switch out. But um, my mom is still kicking. She's 78. She'll be 79 this year. So anyway, um, a house can be a liability when you have to fix all those things. And I'm not planning on selling it, and it's my primary residence. So, like, if I were to sell it, like, I would have to find something else. So it could be a liability. Ha ha ha. There's no water dripping from the ceiling. Okay. So, Big Mike, we're reviewing your return. So that just means they're looking at it. I'm sure, well, I'm not sure, but it will most likely change to like approved or whatever fairly soon. It could even be depending on when you did it that there's a delay because Monday's a holiday. Um, I am not sure. So yeah, don't they say like we're reviewing your return and then it's kind of like this spinny wheel of death for a few days and then it's like approved. So I think like there's the initial where it shows you the amount on your tax return that you're going to get back. Um and then after it's in review is when they actually like cut the check. And I think don't quote me on this because I don't know, but I think it takes about 2 weeks from the time you've submitted it and it says that like we're reviewing your return till you actually get the check. It might even say, I can't remember because I haven't done my taxes yet this year. It shouldn't have anything to do with ID.me. It shouldn't. I don't think I had to do so I have not done my taxes this year, but I don't think last year I had to do ID.me or anything like that. It shouldn't. I think that's just standard verbiage. Um, Steve says he sets aside $1,000 a year for maintenance. I will say that so you guys might not like this. This might be unconventional. So, you know how earlier I was talking about putting all my money into the 401k so that I can't get to it? And I have credit cards, right? So, right now I'm just doing the bare minimum in my 401k. I do have decent savings though, right? Like, so right now in savings, I have at least enough to cover my entire mortgage if I needed to. And that's over 7,000. I think I have another 7,000 in my Robinhood account. So I have two high yield savings accounts. One I'm keeping the same as my mortgage just so that I can show you guys and show myself that yes, I'm making more in interest in the high deductible health plan. I know. I know. I've worked at the movie theater. It'll be 30 years in November. 30 years with that company. So yeah. Um no, they don't come to see me. Usually the people that come to visit me at the theater are my ex-employees. Like a lot of people that I've worked with, they stop by just to say hi. And we always love when they do. Okay. Let me see. Okay. So, anyway, so I don't really save money for repairs, or I don't have it specifically earmarked for that. What I've always done, right, especially like in years if I've been putting 15% or if I've been putting more than the company max in my 401k, is I will put the home repair on a credit card and that is still what I would do right now. I might even open a new credit card to do that to get like a sign up bonus. Ha ha. I was 18 when I started at the movie theater. So If I were to have a big home repair right now, what I would do is I would probably open a new credit card so I could get the sign-up bonus, right? When you open credit cards, a lot of times you have to hit a minimum spend, and sometimes that can be like you spend 6,000 in 3 months or spend 12,000 in 6 months. So if I needed a big repair, I would most likely go ahead and open up a new credit card so that I could get a sign-up bonus and using the home repair to hit that minimum spend. Then I would, like, on the same day I applied for that credit card, I would adjust my 401k amount down to the lowest to still get the company match, but I would not put anything extra. And then in combination with what I have in savings and what I was no longer contributing into the 401k, I would use that to pay the balance on the credit card in full. All right, have fun cooking eggs. The sign-up bonus is the way to go, and I would do the same thing. And same with, like, medical expenses if those are gonna be big. Um, because I'm getting really into points travel as well. You guys, I booked tickets to Japan, on Japan Airlines in business class for basically free because it was points for things that I had to buy anyway, and then my trip back is on ANA Airlines, also in business class and basically free, um, because I paid for it in points, and I did not buy anything that I didn't need. Okay. But I have money in savings, but it's not specifically earmarked for repairs. Basically, I what I do currently is I pay off all my bills. So I have several credit cards now because I got a lot of sign up bonuses. Um, and I have about 3 or 4 of them that I was using. Okay. 53 would not be too old because I'm gonna be 49 this year, so that means you're only about 4, maybe 5, depending on the month, years older than me, so you would be age appropriate for me. Okay. So, um, funny question. Okay. I get distracted too easily. Is the projector okay? Alright, anyway, um, I feel like I've been so distracted today. I'm so sorry, you guys. Thank you for putting up with me. Okay. You guys, we gotta look at Steve, you're in here too, so I gotta look at the high deductible health plan. I'm gonna see if I can actually bring mine up. So here's where I'm nervous, right? The high deductible health plan doesn't kick in until you've met your deductible, and that deductible is high. Let's see here. I'm gonna try and actually pull up my company's plan if I can. But I don't wanna share, like, anything confidential. So, hold on one second. I'm trying to pull up like, the document so we can maybe look at that together. Why did it sign me out? I need to sign in. Ugh. Sign in with another account. Sign in with this account. I'm just nervous that I'm gonna have to, like, pay too much out of pocket. I'm also nervous that I am not, organized enough to keep track of my bills. Oh dear. Uh-oh. Okay. Yes. Okay. So yes. So the high deductible health plan is where so you pay a little bit each month. So right now, my per paycheck fee is pretty low. But it's still $300 a month. So if you do the high deductible health plan, you pay less each check. I'm going to see if I can pull up the document. I want to say right now it's like $300 a month. I'm going to write current, maybe current and HDHP. Current a month is $300 versus this one's like $90, I think. Uh-oh. So I think it's $90 per month, and currently I'm paying $300 a month. So it's less per check, but then when you go to the doctor, it's more. And the thing that has me nervous is that I think that I need to have surgery this year on my thumb. So I just want to make sure sorry. No. Oh dear God. All right, you guys, I think I'm not going to be able to look into my health thing. I need to help my coworkers. Okay. All right, I got to go, you guys. Maybe I'll make a video where I do the math and I'll show myself and then I'll share that with you guys. I also want to make a video sharing like the results of the health thing. Okay. Yeah, you guys, I gotta go. I gotta fix the theater broken projector. Now I don't have to go there, I don't think. I just have to call somebody so that I gotta look for something. Something called it's called literally Jeff Cool, JEFFCOOL, Jeff Cool. I don't think we have any Jeff Cool at the theater. But I need to call somebody who might be able to tell me where they may have put the bottle of Jeff Cool. Bye, you guys. Happy Sunday. I'm sorry for being such a scatterbrain today. All right. We'll see you next Sunday with the breakdown of the high deductible health plan. Actually, I'll have to enroll by next Sunday, so I will let you guys know what I chose by then. Steve, you chime in. Steve, you chime in before I leave. Should I do that? Should I bite the bullet? They say that you should, even if you need surgery. They say even people with like bad health problems would normally do well. So I don't know what the people's afraid of the unknown. They can be fine. So I'm afraid of the unknown on the high deductible health plan because I definitely am going to need insurance. Surgery. Of course I need insurance. I can't concentrate. Okay. Have a good rest of your Sunday. See you next week, where hopefully there's no work emergencies. Actually, next week is this thing called Slam Dance. We're doing a big old festival. We'll see about next week. It's probably going to be crazy then, too. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Thanks so much for watching Shelly's Millions.